Hi there, this is Steve Spurrier. You can join University of Florida Hall of Famer Shane Matthews and also the two-time SEC Player of the Year every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about the Florida Gators, including news, analysis, opinions, and some of the biggest names in sports. You can find him on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or you can watch him live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter.
Good morning. It's a Friday edition. We made it to Friday. It is PodUp with Matthews in the morning, coming to you from the International Diamond Center Studios, locations across the great state of Florida and right there in Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation. Also, if you need your heater fixed, give Comfort Temp Heating and Air a call. They're your number one local HVAC company. Comfort is their business, peace of mind is their promise. Today's program will have JC live from Las Vegas, and then we'll have Edgar Thompson live from probably Gainesville. That's probably where he is. If you missed it last night, I did not stay up to watch it, but the Rams lose on a 2-point conversion in something I've never seen in all my years of being part of a football program or team or watching a game. Not sure how they said that was a 2-point conversion, but we'll let JC, who I'm sure was up hooping and hollering in the casino about it.
Well, QB, good morning. Yeah, well, the good thing was that I covered the 2.5 points, which is what Circus Sports had the Rams as, plus 2.5. The bad thing was they called a forward pass a lateral pass. This is a kind of crazy BS that happens in Seattle. But to the Seahawks' credit, they returned a punt in the fourth quarter for a touchdown. They scored 16 points as they were down 30-14 in the fourth quarter. They converted 3 2-point conversions, if you can qualify that forward pass as a lateral. And then they scored down 7 in the overtime period with about 5 minutes to go in the game with a 2-point conversion after their touchdown on a wide open receiver in the middle of the freaking end zone. Rams lose. Seattle now takes control of the NFC West. They are a game ahead of the Rams. They play at Carolina. They play at San Francisco. The Rams will have Atlanta, and I want to say Arizona. So the Rams have an easier schedule, but the Seahawks have the lead. QB, I'm in Las Vegas. It is 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm wide awake. My body clock is humming right now. And I got to tell you, downtown Las Vegas, for all our listeners and viewers who are planning to go to Vegas, if you want to, I don't know, not overpay and not have to deal with the crowds, don't go to the Strip. Go downtown. The scenes and the sights are just as good. The affordability is much better. And the Strip is over. Look, I would rather be on the Strip and see the street performers and the weirdos and the bums than go to the Strip, pay $450 for a steak I can get in Atlanta, and basically get bored and fall asleep at some tower. It's just so much better in the downtown area. I've been to both. I've been here 20 times. I love this Circus Sports place. The sports book is massive. It's 3 stories high. This is a great place if you love sports wagering. It's a great place if you love stimulation, entertainment, noise, all the things you don't like, QB. This is the place for you.
All right, back to the game.
Oh, and by the way, QB, I bought 3 hats. Well, okay, you want to talk about that stupid game?
Well, the reason I want to talk about it is because I'm curious how long – obviously they went to review this play, right, this 2-point conversion. Did they or did they not?
They did.
Okay. So how long did it take them to review it, JC?
5 minutes.
A while? Yeah.
It seemed like it did.
I've always joked around, especially defensive linemen and offensive linemen, when a screen pass happens, the ball's batted down, all the big fellas always go jump on the football.
Yeah.
Even though it was a pass, I always laugh at them. But here's why coaches tell you to go jump on a football no matter what.
Yeah.
And nobody jumped on it. That's what's crazy. The tape that I saw on Twitter, a Seahawks guy just went walking over there and just picked it up. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I thought it was a forward pass. It was just basically they were running like a little wide receiver screen for
That's
the
it.
2-point conversion. Ball was
That's
tipped.
it.
If nobody saw it, ball
That's it.
bounced and just stopped in the end zone. Rams thought they had the game won. A
Yeah.
Seahawk guy walks in there, just picks it up, and they say that they get the 2-point conversion and win the game in overtime.
Well, QB, that 2-point conversion that we're referring to happened in the fourth quarter to tie the game at 30. The 2-point conversion the 2-point conversion that the Seahawks won the game on was a legit play that had a wide open receiver in the middle of the field. The Rams were covering the corners.
Well, the Twitter feed that I saw, because I was dead asleep when I woke up this morning, they made it sound like that was the 2-point conversion winner in overtime. Okay, thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, the Seahawks. Right, so they came back. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I saw that the Rams. Our man Matt Stafford threw for like 450-something yards. He's incredible.
They had 581 yards of offense. So much for all the weather forecasts calling for an underplay. 581 yards of offense, the Rams, without Devontae Adams. It's a machine. But now they're looking at a road trip in the playoffs, and that's not good. But anyway, I digress. There's still 2 weeks to go in the season, so we'll see.
Yeah, both of those teams have a chance to go to the Super Bowl for sure. JC, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Kind of a Pete's Landennal picks. There's a lot of college bowl games starting at like 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be 8 o'clock your time, JC. Are you just going to roll down there and
it's so great
wager on the 8 a.m. game? But the big game tonight is your squad. Alabama is traveling to Norman, Oklahoma in a rematch.
Hell yeah.
Give me your thoughts on that game.
My thoughts are, if Alabama can't figure out how to not turn over the football and get it in the end zone, they're not going to win. Oklahoma plays a great defense. I think Mateer is getting healthier, and I think he's going to be better than he was in the first game against Tuscaloosa. Honestly, if I wasn't an Alabama grad or fan, I would bet Oklahoma all day long. I think Alabama is a team with a lot of flaws right now. I think if you got the Alabama team that went to Georgia, that went to Missouri, that went to Tennessee, and showed a semblance of a running game, just a semblance of a running game to support Ty Simpson, then I think they could go into Norman and no problem win the game. But for some reason, Brent Venables dials up the right call every single time he plays Alabama. He is 2-0 against Alabama since Oklahoma entered the league. I want Alabama to win. I'm going to probably throw money away and bet on Alabama to win because I just can't stomach the idea of betting against my school. But if I was an impartial person, if I was looking at this game objectively and I saw a healthy John Mateer at home, I'm going to take that defense to win that home game and go to the Rose Bowl to face Indiana. And if they play Indiana, they got a very good chance of winning that game too.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I'm going to lean Oklahoma in this game due to Alabama's lack of run game. I think they're going to rely heavy on Ty Simpson, and I think Oklahoma's defense is going to get after him, especially with the game being at home. Real quick, before we get into some other games, Mike on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says it looks like Miles Graham's one of the few good players staying.
Yes.
Miles is staying. Look, if you look at the transfer portal list right now, in my opinion, there's not one player that has entered the portal that the Gators will miss. And this is not a knock on those players. Again, you have to take off your hat of your squad. There are really good players around the country. We will find them. The latest on Jaden Ball is he may or may not enter the portal, which technically portal doesn't start to January 2nd. But he's going to meet face-to-face again with John Sumrall. Again, money-wise, you have to be careful, especially at the running back position. You have to be very, very careful. But there's not one player on that roster or list that anybody should be concerned about that is at the portal. Not one.
Not one.
If anybody if they want to disagree, that's fine. I'd like to know who.
How about Dallas Wilson?
Art says the only player we can't lose is Dallas Wilson. I think Dallas Wilson is outstanding. He has 12 catches this year.
Yeah.
He was hurt. 12.
Yeah.
Okay, 12 catches. I just there's a lot of good wide receivers.
Yes, right.
How many people would love to have had Chim DK or Elijah Badger back last year?
100%. 100%.
So again, just let the coaches do what they're paid to do. They're being paid a lot of money, and we'll go from there. Text on the Titan Mar text line from Josh and Wamama. Gentlemen, not sure both will be on next week. Just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, go Gators. Same to you, Josh. We'll be on a little bit. I don't know what the schedule is going to be next week. That's too far ahead for me to think.
Yeah, QB, I don't think Win with JC will be on Thursday. That's Christmas Day. We're not going to do that.
But we ain't doing a Thursday show. We may not do a Friday show. May not do a Wednesday show. I don't know what we're going to do, JC. Right. I don't know. We just kind of.
You're just worried about dialing up that. You're just worried about dialing up that driver here today. So.
All right, JC. So back to our Peachland Dental.
Okay,
pick.
Sure. Yeah.
So did you take Alabama or Oklahoma?
No, I mean, if I have to be impartial about it, I think Oklahoma covers the 1.5, wins the game, and I think the under is the play here at 42 points. But I don't know, man. I hope Alabama can get healthy in this game and play better than they showed in Atlanta. I don't think that team you saw in Atlanta is going to be represented tonight in Oklahoma. I think you'll see a better team. If that's the case, I think they'll have a chance. I think Oklahoma's, though, is just that Venables has their number. I don't understand it. Can't explain it. Ryan Grubb's a different offensive coordinator than the one he whooped up on last year. They had 400 yards of offense. Oklahoma forced them into some turnovers, but Alabama also did that to themselves in negative territory with a fumble, punt, and so on. Alabama blew the game. Doring and the rest of them could say it was Oklahoma that forced them to do that, maybe on 1 or 2 plays, but overall, Alabama blew that game. Okay, they should have won, but they didn't. They lost by 2. So that gives you some hope if you're Alabama. Take care of the football, get it in the end zone, don't miss chip shot field goals. You got a chance. You got a chance because Oklahoma's not lighting the scoreboard up right now. Even if Mateer is healthy, they are not lighting up the damn scoreboard. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma, but I hope like hell I'm wrong, and I hope I lose. Tomorrow, QB, we've got that 9 a.m. See, I'm reading the Las Vegas time starts here. 9 a.m. It's actually 12 Eastern. The Miami Hurricanes plus 3.5. I've got them all day long against A&M. I know it's hard to play at Kyle Field. The clapping the quarterback does is useless. They're going to have to deal with noise. But, I think they've had a month to prepare for this. I think they'll be ready for that. And if Carson Beck just doesn't turn the damn ball over, I can't see Miami losing this game. And I don't think I'm going to lose that bet if they do. It's plus 3.5. It's a field goal game. I think Miami wins. What do you think?
I like the Aggies. I think Marcel Reed's going to give Miami defense fits.
Okay.
I just don't think, for whatever reason, Miami went the wrong way as the season went on. I understand people are down on A&M because they lost their last game at Texas. They didn't play the more difficult schedule in the conference. I just think home field advantage, and I think Marcel Reed's going to make enough plays. I will take the Aggies to cover in that game.
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise, but I think that's the best game we have tomorrow. The other two are huge point spreads, so let me put on my John Summerall Tulane Green Wave hat. I wore this all day yesterday. Guy asked me if I was from New Orleans. I said, sure I am. Absolutely. I live in New Orleans. And then I said,
here's what's funny.
I think we're going to win.
Speaking of that, just because you wear a Tulane hat, does that mean you're from New Orleans?
Guy asked me in the airport, it says, coming up from New Orleans. I said, absolutely. Big easy, baby. I'm all green.
The reason I say that, because, when I always make fun of the play-by-play guys and the people, like whether it's a football game or a basketball game, and they're playing in the March Madness wherever.
Yeah.
Oh, the contingent that came in from Gainesville. I'm like, there's about 10 people from Gainesville. Everybody else is from all over the country. So anyway, JC, the point spread, what is it, like 17?
Yeah, 17.5 you can get here at Circa, and it's 17 on the apps at MGM Grand, the FanDuel app, the DraftKings app, all have 17. I don't know why they're giving you the hook here. I don't know if it's going to matter, QB. I just don't think Tulane can stay with them. But like you, I believe they are going to stay with them. And I think they're going to play a physical game that's going to be not at all reminiscent of the first time these two teams played. I think Tulane's better. And I think Coach Summerall, if this is his last game, that's fine. But they're going to give him a good effort going out. And I think all Gator fans are actually hoping to see their coach continue on to coach Tulane, which would mean an upset win and trip to the Sugar Bowl.
I think a lot of Gator fans want him to lose so he'll come to Gainesville and start working.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not worried about it. I don't think
I'm not worried about
the game, but I do think they're going to keep this game close. I think it's to be closer than last time. I think that was the worst game Tulane played all year long.
Yeah.
I think the layoff is going to hurt Ole Miss. I think, Trinidad's already said he's going to the portal.
Oh, he did?
And he did say that. He did say he was going to the portal because I saw a tweet from Lane asking if Keith Carter was going to make him sit out the game since he said he's going to the portal. So anyway, I just don't know what to expect from – here's what I do like about Ole Miss, JC.
Yeah.
They are wearing their traditional uniform. They had like a little uniform reveal. Yeah. They're going Navy helmet, Navy jersey, great pants. The real Ole Miss uniform.
I'm taking Ole Miss. I'm taking Ole Miss. You bring up all these points. That, in fact, that this could be Chambliss's, swan song. He's going to go out with a boom as they go through the playoffs. Mississippi QB is second in the country in total yards. They get 498 yards a game. They are third in the country in passing yards at 304 yards per game. And they are 30th in the country with that great running back at 188.5 yards per game. They have offense. They can get the ball in the end zone. I'm starting to wonder about this 17.5, and I think Mississippi wins, goes to the Sugar Bowl, and Georgia better be ready to play. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. All right, real quick, a couple of questions on Facebook Live brought to you by Mellon Law. Andy asks, Shane, will Ball make more than our starting QB next year? It's possible. Joseph says, even if Ball enters, we'll be fine. People act like he was the best running back in America and a Heisman winner. He wasn't even the best running back in the SEC. We'll be fine without him.
Well, people, this is hilarious. When he's playing for Florida, they love him. They think he's the Heisman Trophy winner. When there's a threat that he might leave, he's not even the best running back. Okay, whatever. This guy is a great player. He's the only reason Florida had any offensive threat last year, in my opinion. Well, it sure as hell wasn't the quarterback. And I don't know. I mean, you're right. Dallas Wilson plays one game, calls it a year. But Jaden Ball has been the most trustworthy, reliable, and dependent player this team has seen in 2 years. He is there every freaking week. He is the best player you have on that offense, and he is one of the best players on offense in America. You want him to stay at Florida. Don't matter what he's paid. Listen, they just dumped about $4 to $5 million of NIL money back into the pot with that fat quarterback that left, overweight player that was not ready to play, injury prone, and everything else. Nothing against DJ personally. I just think he sucked. But Jaden Ball, yes, you got to keep him, man. You cannot let this guy go floating around and flirting with the girl in the room there at the prom. You got to keep her dancing with you. I say Jaden Ball is one of the best players you've seen at Florida, and he's damn sure was the best player we've had the last 2 years here on offense. I'm sorry. He's the best player they had. You want him staying around.
You still can't overpay and screw up your roster with a running
I get
back.
that. I totally get that. Absolutely right.
There's no way.
Yep. Well,
Electronic Swirl Integration Design Specialist for smart home automation and entertainment. It's Gator season. Let Electronic Swirl bring the Florida Gators college football and the NFL to your living room. electronicswirl.com. All right.
We have another game, QB. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Oregon game is going to be blowout city.
Yeah, no, I was talking about we have another game in the bowls to pick if you want to do it. We have the Kennesaw State, Western Michigan, Myrtle Beach Bowl in South Carolina. These are two actually pretty damn good small college teams. They really are. Kennesaw State can light it up through the air. They throw the ball everywhere. Western Michigan is the best team coming out of the MAC, in my mind. So Kennesaw State in the country is 51st in total yards at 404 yards per game. Passing the ball, they're ranked 48th in the country at 236 yards per game, and they score over 28 points per game. This is a good offense. It's a good team. They are, in this game, catching 3.5. I think I'm going to take it. Kennesaw State.
Yeah, I did their coach take another job, or is he still there? I don't know. I don't know if they've ever been to a bowl game. So I'll go
they've been playing. Okay, you like the Owls?
Well, just because I don't think they've ever been to a bowl game.
Well, I think they've only
They'll
been
be
in this.
excited.
This is the second year they've played, or third year they've played in this level.
Yeah.
And Western Michigan, a good MAC team, very physical, well coached. It's going to be a good game, but I'm going to take the points because I think Kennesaw will get the ball in the end zone. We also have a game at 11:30 a.m. By the way, that Kennesaw State game's on at 8 o'clock this morning, 11 o'clock in the East. Memphis is at NC State, QB. I have no idea who's playing and who's not playing. The odds makers do know this, though, and that's how they set the line. And they've only got NC State as a 3.5-point favorite in the Gasparilla Bowl. This is a game, I think, down in Tampa. NC State 7-5, Memphis 8-4. Couple guys in the portal. Hollywood Smothers, a running back for NC State, is in the portal. Our Arrington Maiden is a quarterback who's doubtful for Memphis State. I don't know if he's their starter or not. Couldn't tell you. Don't care. I just don't know if I'm going to go near this one. But if I had to take it, I'll take the points and take Memphis. But I couldn't tell you who's going to win this game.
I'll
knows?
take NC State because they have their coach.
Okay. Well, then that's probably the better pick. Maybe it's because of that I'll stay with NC State. They'll be more comfortable out there. Do you think at all that James Madison is going to keep this game inside the 21 points or not?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right. Okay.
Not at all.
All right. Okay.
Real quick, couple things here. George on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon, says we need a great strength coach so we don't have 15-plus players out every week. I think, George, a lot of it is how tough are you? Do you really want to play?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think a strength coach has anything to do with injuries. I played at 175 pounds, never missed a game in my career, and I took a beating. I think you're either injury prone or you're not.
Yeah,
that's just
I'm with you, QB. I'm with you. There are some players, that just always get hurt. Yeah.
Joseph wants to know what I think about Muschamp going to be the DC at Texas. I think it's a hell of a hire. I think Texas just got extremely, extremely good.
And they're keeping
defensive mind in America.
Yeah, and they're keeping their quarterback. Why would he go to the NFL? He's making more money at Texas, and he's going to enjoy his college junior year, I guess it is, or senior. I don't know what Arch is, but Texas will be an odds-on favorite next year as well. They're always going to have players. Why the hell they're not playing at Oregon tonight, or why Notre Dame isn't, is really an indictment, I think, on what they did this year, trying to include the little guys. Now, listen, if the little guys play hard tonight or tomorrow rather, and make these games interesting, okay, you made your case. But if they get blown out, you will see rules changes, and it will include probably either a 16-team playoff or a current 12-team playoff that we have with different metrics to get into the playoff, because you cannot have these games mean nothing or be embarrassing to the playoff as an entity itself. And I'm worried that could happen, but we'll see.
Daryl and Titanmore text line, I meant to bring this up. Sad to hear about former NASCAR driver and his family dying in the plane crash. Greg Biffle.
Oh, God.
Had a pleasure meeting him at Daytona years ago. Did a lot for the family affected by the hurricane last year in Western North Carolina. Yeah, just a horrible tragedy.
Yeah, he was such a good guy. He took his helicopter, his personal helicopter, into that area in North Carolina to bring supplies to people because the federal government was so pathetic. And he did it himself. And he was a good guy. And again, all your friends and all my friends make fun of me for not getting in these little damn planes. You're right. I'm not. If it doesn't have a Blue Delta sign on it, or a United Airlines sign on it, or an American Airlines sign on it, or a Southwest Airlines sign on it, I ain't going. I am not getting on these little ass planes. You can forget it. I'll just meet you there and go early if I have to. But I am not getting on one of those damn planes. Forget it. No chance, zero. I mean, my God, the plane just crashed. He took off, and 20 minutes later, it's in flames. It's horrendous. The kids, the wife, the man, the whole family. It's just horrible. And so I hate that news. I mean, that was just terrible news here in the Christmas season. We've seen a lot of bad news this month. Really terrible.
Yeah. Jerry on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law, says, if Ball is offered the same money from Ohio State and Texas as he is from Florida, what will he do? What would you do?
Stay at Florida. Let's stay at Florida.
I mean,
who the hell? Why do you want to go to Ohio State, man? I mean, come on. So what? You can play in that damn Ponzi scheme they call a Big Ten conference, where 5 teams participate and 13 teams are just there to fill schedules. I mean, don't go there. if you want to compete in the best. That's the Southeastern Conference. It gets the most attention, the most TVs, and the most eyeballs. It does. Don't tell me about this thing about Notre Dame. And the other thing, QB, is why in the hell would you go to another school in the conference when you're at Florida with a new coach coming in and you're comfortable here and people love you? You stay your ass in Florida and finish it up and go do something special under a first-year coach and see what happens. That's what I would do. Now, I'm not him, and he's going to make his own mind up, but that's what I would do.
For sprains, strains, and minor fractures, UF Health Orthocare makes it convenient for you 7 days a week, including evenings. Walk-ins are welcome. That is UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. All right, JC, so what's on your agenda today?
After this, I want to go to the gym, do that, get that done, and take an Uber down to an MGM property so I can download and register and verify my identity for BetMGM so I can get that app going. I've already got the Circa app going. I'll have 2 apps going for football all weekend long. It's going to be football and gambling. It's lovely. It's paradise. It's my Walt Disney World. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful time with my kids. Jack and Sam will both be here. Sam's flying in today. Jack flew in late last night. We're all going to just have a hell of a time. The problem I'm going to have, QB, is finding space in my suitcase to bring all this stuff I'm buying. I'll probably have to buy another suitcase, or I'll just have to give away some of these clothes to maybe some of those folks down on Fremont Street. Something's going to happen. But I've got 7 hats, and I don't know how I'm going to get them all in the suitcase, and I don't want to crush them because the brim cannot get crushed or else the hat's ruined. So I've got some issues to deal with, but that's what I'm going to do today, QB.
Sounds like a great day.
I can tell. You're very jealous of my plans today, QB. I know. You don't have to tell me. I get it.
JC, you can take all your hats, go down there, use the dirty clothes bag in your closet. Just put your hats nice and neat in there, and then when you go on the airplane, just stick them either underneath the seat where nobody steps on them, or stick them in the overhead. It's very simple.
Well,
you don't have to stick them in your suitcase.
QB, you haven't flown in a while. 2 carry-ons is all you let you go through with. I mean, 2 carry-ons. That's it. That's all you got. I've got a CPAP machine.
They're going to let you carry. You can have 2 carry-ons. They're going to let you carry a dirty clothes bag with hats in it. I promise you.
Okay. I'm going to take your advice for it. And if I have to leave those hats at the airport, then I'm going to let you know. Don't you worry.
Just talk nice to the flight attendant, JC. Don't be rude.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy
right, JC.
We'll see you.
Go have a nap.
Go get a nap. Wait, man. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm going to go work out, and let's enjoy Edgar, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and good luck with your bets.
All right. Last thing, Art wants to know on YouTube, brought to you by Quiet Plum, who's winning the Jags-Broncos game?
Oh, I think Denver at home is going to be hard to beat, but I'm rooting like hell for the Jags. I would lay anything under a field goal with Denver, and if it goes above 3, take Jacksonville. See what happens. Yep.
All right. Have a good weekend,
you got
JC.
It. All right,
Be
bro.
safe.
You bet.
That's JC. Join us on the Titan More Highline courtesy of Comfort Temp. We'll take a quick time out. Come back. We'll get Edgar Thompson's thoughts on what's all going on with Gator football, coaches, players, what have you. You're watching and listening to PodUp with Matthews in the morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back.
Our premium sponsors are Atlantic Roofing, Campus USA Credit Union, International Diamond Center, J.F. Hayden's Craft Liqueurs, Los Linderos Tequila, Meldon Law, Titan MRI and Imaging, Castaway Sauce, UF Health Orthopedics. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sports, Comfort Temp, Florida Cracker Oyster, Electronics World, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, McDonald's of Gainesville, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Advocare, MG&A Wealth. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And to advertise, call my man Freddie, 352-284-3733.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course our chicken and waffles. Plus, you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com. The jewelry store with the most likes, the most...
What's up, everyone? I'm Mike Pouncey, and this is my twin brother, Marquise Pouncey, and this is Life After Football. Let's go. We are the owners of Tropical Distillery, and JF Hayden's is our liqueur brand. We have 5 different flavors: a mango, a lychee, an espresso, citrus, and key lime pie. We pride ourselves on not only being a Florida-made brand, but also a cocktail solution. With that being said, cheers and go Gators.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. Yellow Car Wash is locally owned by UF alum and the only car wash that provides NIL opportunities to Gator athletes. Locations on Northwest 13th Street, Wilson Road, and coming soon to Jonesville. Back to the Titan Tomorrow Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. It's our man from the Orlando Sentinel, Edgar Thompson. Good morning, Edgar. What's up, my man?
Where are you?
I'm in Jacksonville.
Sound like you're in a
I'm a
cave.
traveling man. I'm all over the place, Edgar. Edgar, real quick, before we get started,
Yeah.
are you going to Orlando to cover the father-son, father-daughter PGA event?
I do it every year, and I don't know that. I mean, Sunday I would go and come back and then drive to Virginia the next day. I'm still deciding. Tiger not being there kind of kills a little bit of the interest. And with the coaching switch and the portal madness, it's like I almost feel like I got to be here. We'll see. But I love the event. It's a great event. I've covered it many years, and you know, you get to see you guys you grew up idolizing, and a lot of great players. Fred Couples is playing this year, so that'd be kind of fun to go watch him play at some holes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. All right, Edgar, let's jump into college Gator football.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are in the portal. As I stated earlier in the program, I don't think there's anybody on that list that I'm going to lose any sleep over. I guess the biggest one is Jaden Ball. Obviously, I think he's going to wait and have another face-to-face conversation with John Sumrall at some point in the next week or so to decide, or not to decide, but to see. I mean, obviously, he knows where the Gators stand. If it's a money thing, it is what it is. I think people don't realize you cannot overpay, even though he's such a good player, for the running back position. But just what do you know about what's going on in the Jaden Ball camp?
I think they feel pretty good about it, but you know, I mean, he's not locked in. I think talking yesterday to someone who would know, they feel strongly. I don't know that Jabbar Jalouk and Jaden Ball's relationship is quite as much of a bromance as people think, by the way. I'm not saying they had a bad one, but this is a guy who played Jacoby Jackson over him early on, right? It isn't like, I mean, there's a lot of rotating and things, and Billy Gonzalez did a couple of things well. His 1-4 record. I know, you know, that's what his record's what his record was. They were competitive in 2 of those games, the Ole Miss and Georgia games, the toughest of the 2 they lost of the 4 they lost. But he gave he didn't have options like maybe early on, but he identified we are giving Jaden Ball the football. And he stopped doing a ridiculous motion. And in fact, that even fooled Kirby a little bit for a while, right? He even said it after the game. Didn't fool him, but he was like, we weren't really prepared for them not to be jumping around like they're on hot coals before every play, right? Disorganized. So I think we saw what Jaden Ball is capable of. That Florida State game was an epic performance. I joked it was like almost like Herschel Walker style performance. Just give him the football and let him just, grind out some tough ones, break some decently long ones, and maybe one long one in there. And next thing you got 266 yards and almost a 20-point win. So yeah, they want them. I think they're going to get them. Obviously, Texas is the main competitor. I saw someone tweet Ohio State might be trying to get in the mix, but I think it's Texas and Florida. I'd feel fairly confident for sure. And they do have the money. They freed up about 4 million on Monday, and they're freeing up. They're not overpaying though for a lot of these positions, Shane. Incredibly, there's guys across the board expecting raises on this team. I'm not going to name people by name, but you can look in the portal and there are a few in there in the last 24 hours, hint, hint, who wanted raises. It's like you guys are 4-8. I mean, what are we doing here? That'd be like you failing at your job, like, 8 out of the 12 months, and then thinking, why didn't I get a raise? I mean, we all want to think we work hard and bring value and do our job well. But how hard did they work? How well did they do their job? Not very well.
Well, the tape don't lie. Here's the thing, Edgar. The tape don't lie. That's how you are determined whether, I don't care what your ratings are in high school, turn on a college football tape for 12 games and tell me how you played, how you performed. And then if I say, look, I don't think you're worth this, and then School X thinks that you are, go for it. I don't care. I'm going by what you've done on the tape. But speaking of the Texas Longhorns, your thoughts on Will Muschamp?
Oh, I thought that was cool. I heard he had been wanting to get back in and call it again, right? He hasn't really called a defense since, I don't think he was ever the coordinator. Maybe he was co-coordinator for a bit there with Georgia, but he was more of an analyst. I think he spent the last couple of years maybe following his son a little bit, right? Who was quarterback at Vandy, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, he hadn't been even really heavily involved there with the analyst stuff, maybe scouting a little, breaking down some film, doing whatever he was doing. But now he's back, with the headset, calling the plays. The guy's elite at that. And and someone was saying to me, well, it's NIL, it's all this stuff. How's he going to look? Will Muschamp, I would walk in with a sheet of paper listing every defensive back that I signed, even just at Florida alone. The list is insane. If you look at like the defense that Jim McElwain inherited in 2015, you had Marcus May, Vernon Hargraves, Jalen Tabor, Quincy Wilson, Duke Dawson, Marcel Harris. Those guys all went into the NFL and had time in the NFL. Some more than others. And, Jared Davis, Alex Anzalone, John Bullard. That was that defense. They're two of those guys are still in the league, Bullard and Anzalone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, just say that one team alone, this is what I can do for you. I had no talent. And this is, if you want to get to the NFL, come play here. He's got a resume, and he's very adept at it. Calling defenses, obviously.
He's extremely good. Question here for you from Robert on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Where will DJ land?
Well, the three schools Pete Nakos put out were intriguing. Miami, it's like, just down the road. That'd be interesting. You'd be, have eyes on it. Baylor is the one probably everyone should want. That's his dad's alma mater. But that's not a real stable situation, I don't think, really, with Dave Aranda, is it? They gave him another year, but I don't think it's stable. And then LSU. Now he's going to bring Trinidad Chambliss, right? Wouldn't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, what if DJ Lagway ended up with Lane?
I don't think he's a lane type quarterback. And I don't think he ends up at Texas Tech. Texas Tech apparently is going to get the kid from Cincinnati. I believe his girlfriend is a volleyball player that just signed with Texas Tech, and they have a phenomenal kid that's going to be redshirting this year that's played some at the quarterback position. He tore his ACL, so they want an established guy. So I would say it's going to be Baylor, or I think it'll be Baylor is my guess.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big step down from, Florida and the SEC. And go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you about some quarterbacks that we may sign.
Okay. Well, the DJ thing, you've talked about ad nauseum this week. I hope it works out for the guy. I thought he was a quality young man to deal with. Tough season, a lot of injuries. Think he lost his way. Think he played for a terrible coaching staff. The more I hear about things that were going on over there in the spending and it's just crazy. This state Billy Napier had this program in. I mean, someone was telling me they had like more than 4 dozen coaches. We're not just talking we're not talking support staff. We're talking coaches. It just was so much waste. You even talked about it. I was at the clown car getting off the plane. You didn't even know how many people were on the staff. The sideline was like a mosh pit. It was disorganized. It was poorly, games were poorly managed. It was a mess, man. And DJ got caught up in that, and it isn't just all Billy's fault. Some of it's on DJ and his camp maybe, but tough situation, man.
Yeah, a text here regarding that from Jimmy on the Titan Mark text line says, Edgar, do you think DJ was paid so much money throughout high school, that's why he became a Gator?
I mean, I'm sure money influenced his decision to leave the state of Texas to come to Florida, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's the only reason. I think he liked being a Gator. I think he, in fact, wanted to probably remain here, but he was going to have to compete for a job. And then you get into a real sticky situation. If you're him and you're looking at your future, what if you don't win the job? What if Tramel Jones beats you out, or Aaron Philo if he ends up coming here, or whomever else? And suddenly you're like not even starting in your pivotal year with NFL, aspirations. It's like you probably need to go somewhere where you're pretty sure you can win the starting job.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. All right, speaking of the Gators, obviously there's a lot of talk about Aaron Philo from Georgia Tech, Colton Joseph from Old Dominion. I think both of them are really good players, having watched their tape. Your thoughts, what are you hearing?
I mean, it's the new shiny thing, man. I mean, Aaron Philo is that good, Shane. I mean, he threw 2 touchdowns and 3 picks.
But here's the thing. I hear what you're saying, but
maybe he's great. We're totally just extrapolating that some kid with like 50 passes is suddenly going to be better than DJ Lagway if he were healthy.
Okay, so let me back up having that discussion. I still sit here and say Graham Mertz was the better quarterback than DJ Lagway. Would you say yes or no?
I mean, Gators won 6 games with him.
I'm not talking about wins. DJ's won 4 games this year, okay? I'm talking about a guy that operates the system.
I'd say the second half of last year, DJ Lagway was pretty impressive. That's all I'll say.
Okay, yes, he was. But to be a quality quarterback, I don't care about the measurables. I say this every day on this damn show. And there are so many people that are general managers that get their asses fired on a daily basis because they think they want these prototypical robo-type quarterbacks. That has zero to do with playing the position. Give me somebody that can make a damn decision, can throw the ball accurate under pressure, and can lead a football team. I don't care if he's a 1-star. Look
that
at
could
the
be
people
Tramel
playing.
Jones.
I love Tramel Jones.
I think they like his leadership.
Love Tramel Jones. Yes. He knows
they
how
like
to play
his
the
leadership,
position.
his accuracy,
Yes.
his decision making.
Yes.
It could be
He
him.
should have been playing. He should have been playing last year. Maybe we aren't sitting at 4-8. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, the
And this is
LSU
not to
game,
pick on somebody.
Billy should have recognized that he had a mess on his hands with DJ. He should have benched him after that 4th pick and played Trammell and seen what he had and just. But I mean, are you really going to start Trammell at Miami? You got an experienced guy that you still believe in. I don't know, but maybe they should have shifted.
You got to start him somewhere
during the bye week.
So anyway, it doesn't matter. I love Trammell.
Well, what do you like about Philo? You're watching his film. What do you like? You know quarterbacks.
I watched him play last year because he makes good decisions and he has different trajectory on the ball. He can run the ball. He just knows how to play. I don't care about arm talent. That's the dumbest.
Well, I didn't say arm talent. I said he had 3 interceptions against 2 touchdowns.
I don't worry about that because he's not had to play enough. I just can watch a guy and tell you if he can play or not. I will never forget the spring game. I was in games, not a spring practice. I went and sat in the stands when Coach Spurrier was coaching. After the practice, he goes, "Who do you like at quarterback?" It was a scrimmage. I said, "I don't know who number 8 is, but he can flat out play." Okay, it was Rex Grossman.
I know number 8.
And they had Brock Berlin, who was the number 1 quarterback in America, on the team. And I was like, "Look, I don't know who 8 is, but 8's your best quarterback."
Well, I'll tell you this: watching routes on air with Luke Del Rio, Austin Appleby, Felipe Franks, and this number 11 kid who had never started a freaking game, it was obvious who threw the football better and more accurately and more catchably every time, and it was Kyle Trask.
Exactly. I mean, it just blows my mind. You know, they have all these people, these consultants and these firms that help you find coaches. They need to have some firms and businesses that people can evaluate the damn quarterback for the coaches and for the personnel people. Because I'm telling you right now, there are more people that get too enamored with crap that they can't play. It blows my mind.
Tell me about the ODU guy. I don't know much about him at all. That's kind of my neck of the woods. I went to a basketball camp at ODU years ago.
Look, I don't care if it's Old Dominion. Look at what Trinidad Chambliss. Old Dominion.
No, that's fine. What do you tell me about him? I don't know anything about him.
He can flat out throw the football, and he had over 1,000 yards rushing this year. And go watch his tape against the Indiana Hoosiers this year. He can play.
Nice. They need another one.
He can play.
You can't rely on Tramell Jones and then a freshman as talented as Will Griffin might be. And certainly beyond that, I mean, what do you got, Aiden Warner? So
yeah, I would love to
definitely
see.
Need another guy.
I would love to see Tramell Jones, Philo, Colton Joseph. I mean, Will Griffin. Just let Will Griffin do his thing this year. But I think we'd be dead set at quarterback because Buster Faulkner knows what he's doing. And anyway, all right.
You're saying both?
So,
you think they could get Philo?
I think they get both. I do think they get both.
What?
Is my guess.
Okay. I don't know, man. You really think 2 guys that want to start and that are going to get paid pretty well, they're going to do all that? Maybe.
You got to remember, Philo's I think he's a redshirt freshman. So he'd have plenty of years left. I'm just guessing. I mean, they're going to try to stack the quarterback room, and they should. They should. So look,
try and do are 2 different things.
It's just like how I argued with Buck Bellew a few years ago. He wanted to play that damn JT Daniels. He was mad they were playing Stetson Bennett. I'm like, dude, watch the tape.
A lot of people fucked up.
Right. Watch the tape. Stetson Bennett knows what he's doing. The dude wins 2 national titles. And that was Buster Faulkner's guy, by the way. So,
well, what about some of these other guys? You're not unhappy about Burrow a little? I thought Burrow's pretty good.
I think he's a good player, but he wants too much money, and you can't overpay these guys. There's defensive tackles across the country that'll be in the portal. We'll be all right.
Well, to my point, there are guys that wanted more money than off a 4-8 team. I mean, Hayden Hansen, I don't think's a big loss. I thought he would have been okay to keep, but they really don't have many tight ends. They got 2 freshmen, the Cosman kid, Micah Jones, and then they have Tony Livingston. So they don't have any tight ends. They didn't sign one. So That's interesting. Billy loved his tight ends. They don't have a lot right now.
Well, there may be some tight ends that they've talked to. They are going to end up in the portal that they like, right?
Sure.
We don't know. That's why I was like, I do not care about our roster. There's a few that you'd like to keep, but
Not
the coaches
many.
are going to go get players. They're going to go get players that they like, that they've seen compete at a high level. So it's a unique situation, and I get how people get so upset. Like, do you think we keep Dallas Wilson?
I do.
Okay.
Do you not?
I hope we do, but I mean,
I think they feel good about him and Burnell. A number of other guys. I mean, throw some names at me. I kind of know who they're feeling good about, but
the only one out
keep
of those that core group, the only one that signed back is Miles Graham, correct?
so far. But I think they're going to keep the young DTs. But they're negotiating, man. I mean, again, you got guys that were productive, and I'm not naming names, but just go look at the stats. Some productive guys who you definitely would love to have or like to have, not love, because if you loved, you'd pay. And it's just like, all right, I mean, we gotta get this cost at a reasonable level. You're trying to put together,
Mm-hmm.
you need offensive linemen. You have needs that you need to spend for. I don't think they're going to go out and have any real splash signing, maybe if they feel like they got, because I don't know that is this team going to be built to the level to go spend $3 million or $4 million on one like marquee kind of guy? Maybe, but you got a lot to build. Telling you, man, all the people who were saying, oh, this roster, one of the 3 most talented in the SEC and all this hype. This program was left in shambles, man.
Yeah, but you can turn it around quick, and I expect us to win next. I expect us to win next year.
I expect them to win, but I'm just telling you, man, this was not a great roster, and there was it was just a poorly run operation, man. Very poor.
Bob says here on the Titanamore text line, Edgar, any chance the Gators sign Cam Coleman if he goes in the portal?
To the point. I mean, do you really want to spend $3 million on a receiver in year one when you have so many needs? That was a guy who had in the back of my mind among a few others. I think you need to get Bob back. You need to get those 2 young receivers back. You got Miles Graham back. I'd like Childs back personally. I think he's got a lot of potential. I like Cam James. I don't know that they're going to overpay for him. I think Bryce Thornton had a pretty good season, but I don't know that they want to overpay for guys like that, right? It's just not a lot of guys that it's like, I got to have them.
I guess it just depends when you talk about, say, Bryce Thornton, you talk about overpay. I guess you need to find out what his value's worth on the market, right? What another team's going to pay, because that's all these guys are doing. It's not just the Gator players. Their agents are calling other schools and saying, okay, if we go in the portal, what will you pay us? And if it's more money, they're going to let Florida know, and they're going to roll the dice. And I think some of these guys are going to roll the dice and not get as much money as what Florida's paying them now.
No, and I was just going down stats. I'm just looking at guys where I thought, you're looking at the stat and you're like, yeah, these guys were pretty productive, but they're only a few. I mean, you can count on 2 hands. Oh yeah, Jaden Woods. Guys, and again, he's also a projection a bit. I mean, he was good, but you're seeing enough signs, like you're saying, watching tape of Philo. Well, you can project Jaden Woods too, just based on, I mean, he was a lot of pressures, made that pick, did some nice things, strong at the point. So you want him. But they're not tons of guys, Shane. Am I wrong that you're just like, I really want him back, got to have him back?
No.
Mel Jones.
No.
He's another you want.
No, I agree. There's not a whole lot of people on this roster that you got to have players. But if they decide to leave to go somewhere else, there's only like 3 or 4 of them you'd be like, dang, I wish we had him back. Like I said, John Summerall's had a good track record everywhere he's coached as a head coach. Buster Faulkner, from an offensive standpoint, knows what he's doing. So trust the coaches to get the players they think that will win us games. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what their rankings are, ratings, any of that stuff. I mean, people forget Jaden Ball, if I'm not mistaken, was a 3-star recruit. Yes. Okay.
He never really played running back till his last year.
Right. But I'm pretty sure, Edgar, you can go back to the signing day, and I don't think there were a whole lot of Gators that were jumping up and down doing cartwheels when Jaden Ball signed with us.
Well, they did beat Bama because there was a late push by Bama. But yes, Jaden Ball has become more than people expected. And I think John Summerall, bottom line, and we've got to cut this loose, he wants to build a tough, blue collar, as he said, hard-nosed team that's together. And he wants to build a physical, tough football team. Someone I was talking to is like, look, these guys are going to be it's going to be a change. The way they practice, the way they train. It's going to be a lot of accountability and demand. Stuff we heard that was going on, accountability, the product was the product, and it looked like it lacked some accountability from my end.
Yeah. Edgar, good stuff as always, my friend. Have a great weekend. Happy holidays, and we'll talk to you soon.
We didn't even talk about the playoffs. See you, man.
I know. It went by too fast. I started my rant with quarterbacks.
See you, dude. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Later. Hey, that's going to do it for today. Have a great weekend, folks, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care.